What's up, guys? This is Vaughn the journalist here, back here to give you guys another video. This time we're going to be talking about the Pacific #1 overall pick, Anthony Edwards, going to the Minnesota Timberwolves. How he is going to be a fit for this team in the coming future. And man, oh man, I cannot wait to get started with this video, especially with the talent and the potential that this man could get, especially being with teammates such as the angeloRussell and Karl Anthony Towns. Before we begin with this video, make sure to like and leave a like on this video, and also make sure to subscribe to the channel. Vaughn the journalist is been pushing out content. I have not basically been here for about a week or so due to the simple fact that I had a family emergency, but I am back now and we're going to be pushing out way more content than ever before. I cannot wait to get started on some of the how this player fits into the system. And the first time we're going to be doing it on Anthony Edwards. I'm going to be doing it through number of picks, so I'm probably going to just do the top 5 picks, or probably do the top 10 picks, depending on how videos go. And again, as the days go along and as the NBA season gets to that certain point, we're going to be doing more videos on how this team is improved, how this team didn't, where free agent moves going. So there's going to be tons of video content and everything. Make sure to check it out. And let's begin with a live video. So as you guys know, the Minnesota Timberwolves, out of the 10 out of 11 seasons so far, have yet to make it to the playoffs. And again, they only made it to the playoff one time due to the simple fact of Jimmy Butler, Andrew Wiggins, and Karl Anthony Towns leading the team with a head coach in Tom Thibodeau. But now the Minnesota Timberwolves are back again at the bottom, basically scrapping for a playoff spot in the due coming time and rebuilding very slowly. And now with the certain players that's out there, such as Karl Anthony Towns and angeloRussell now a part of their roster, also following with that Malik Beasley and a bunch of other young players that is coming from other teams due to trade or free agency. This team is going to be a very young team and very reloaded team. But now here comes Anthony Edwards, the #1 overall pick, who was selected just a week ago, and is going to be a highly touted player for the Timberwolves development and with potential franchise player or core player to their team. Now let's get into the Minnesota Timberwolves record. They was 19 of 45. They was 14th in the NBA Western Conference. They did a terrible job in terms of the defensive end. They was ranked 21st in defensive rating and 24th in offensive rating, but that does not exclude them in terms of scoring points. There's 12th in points per game and 28th in opponents' points per game. So it shows that they have a problem as far as efficiency on the offensive end and defensive end, but they did score the amount of points. They did score a really good amount of points, and it shows that the offense could continue to get better. Now the only problem is, again, is just the defensive end. And here comes where we start the video on Anthony Edwards and how he could fit in to the Minnesota Timberwolves offense. So let's get it started right here with the first topic, his transition. Now in the transition, Anthony Edwards was the most effective player or prospect, especially in the transition, where he blended speed, his explosiveness, his strength, and made it one of the most productive fast break scorer of all of college basketball. He was quick to get out on an open court. He was also really good at filling up the lane as a wing. He also showed the ability to power through to the rim and also make contact, catch lobs, and also make consistent finishing efforts around the rim. Now, as you guys know, he is 1.2 points per transition possession. He basically scored in that amount of time. He was 81 in that percentile, meaning he was able to score at almost at will at most times. And again, this is out of all college basketball. And again, it's out of just basically the pure drive and tenacity of Anthony Edwards, able to finish through traffic. You showing his aggressiveness, also creating fouls in the due time. He's also ranked 9th in college basketball and 2nd in the SEC, my fault for that, guys, in transition scoring with 5.4 points per game. That means this man averaged almost near 5 to 6 points per game in the open court. He also can find shooters, which the T-Wolves have upgraded completely, especially with that trade of last season, getting the capable players like Malik Beasley, Juan Horton-Gomez, and the rest of the squad that's out there, it's going to be intriguing to see how he's going to fit in. Now, Minnesota, here's the biggest stat as well. Minnesota ranked 26th in points per possession in transition. Now, they need a guy that can score in transition. That's Anthony Edwards. They're ranked 14th in frequency. That volume is going to go up now due to the fact Anthony Edwards is there. It was also ranked 12th in possession. That's also going to sky up due to the more opportunities to run the break now, being younger with now Anthony Edwards. And it was also 4th in pace. That stays or goes up a little bit depending on obviously how the team plays. But again, this is going to be the same look team with Ryan Saunders that he still had from last season, and I do not see any change now with more talent coming onto his way. I feel as though the T-Wolves will be running more in transition more than ever before. The second reason for Edwards potentially impacting the Minnesota Timberwolves like he could is the fact that he can score off ball or set up in the half court set. He can also spot up as well. Now, he's not the best spot up shooter, but we're going to touch into that later on. We're going to now talk about his cutting. Now, he scored 1.144 points per shot around the rim in the half court. It was 55th percentile all college basketball. Edwards also has some nice moments as a slasher, using his ability to shift gears going downhill, but also weaving through traffic, sometimes through pick and rolls and also just through cuts as well. And he does a better job in picking and choosing his spots on some nights other than settling for some tough floaters. He also is very creative around the basket, making him more accepted to basically create more fouls and get more and one opportunities, but also have him create and make tough finishes around the lane, which is a very promising thing, especially with how the T-Wolves play and basically the new look that they showed. They showed with Towns basically going in the low post and having him make plays on the low post. And you can see on some of these plays right here that Towns can basically hit cutting players such as Culliver, such as Okogie, such as Malik Beasley. Now imagine of the athletic frame that Anthony Edwards have and also the explosiveness that he has. I can see Anthony Edwards getting a lot of and one opportunities or creating a lot of fouls, which the T-Wolves, by the way, ranked I believe 6th in free throw attempts, or I think 11th in free throw attempts and 6th in free throws total. And he's just going to add on to that. And also you may even see some highlights of people getting postered, especially in the coming weeks of Anthony Edwards being there, especially with his frame. Now the thing is, I feel as though with the small sample size with Georgia that they gave him, and since he was being the main guy that had to create off the ball, create on ball and basically do things off the pick and roll and everything, you didn't really see much of his off ball play. But again, he's going to be really good, especially in the Minnesota Timberwolves system, because due to the fact that Minnesota usually score mostly off of their cuts. Now you can see right here, 16th in possession of cuts, 8th in points per possession off cuts, and 7th in scoring frequency. Now all they really need to do is just add more routine, add more plays for the cuts where you can throw lobs to him, can throw backdoor passes to him, have him just cut off the ball as soon as they going straight inside the lane, and he is going to be able to finish and also create opportunities for the team that they have never seen before, so which will increase the efficiency of the team. So hopefully we're going to see Anthony Edwards going down the lane and finishing a lot of baskets, or even going in for cuts for layups inside. But also another thing is too, his spot up shooting. Now let's get into the spot up shooting specifically, because he's scoring a 0.855 points per catch and shoot of the jump shot in the half court, which is 32th percentile, which is not bad, but again still needs improvement. His ability to become a more reliable set shooter could bolster his efficiency. It could also fit alongside with the wide variety of backcourt options such as angeloRussell, Malik Beasley, and other players such as Ricky Rubio. It could be a great complement to his game if he is given more opportunities to shoot and also more opportunities to create off the dribble, especially after the catch. He can basically spot up for the mid-range. He is a really good, highly touted shot creating guard, shots forward, and he can also drive into the lane and finish as well. So it's going to really be the effort to see if Edwards can actually hit his shots in a spot up situation. And let's now move on to the pick and roll side of things, and also if he can also ISO into the Minnesota Timberwolves offense. Now let's get into the pick and roll guy, and also being a pick and roll ball handler and also a scorer. And not only that, show his effectiveness as an ISO guy. Now the Timberwolves really need Anthony Edwards to basically step up in this category, but not 100% surely, because again, they have angeloRussell. They have a guy already that can do that, but it'll be a really good means to have another guy that can do the same thing as Russell, or a little bit even better at a high level, and especially at a young age. Anthony Edwards is only 18, I believe, going to 19 just of next year or so, and it's just going to be very incredible to see him actually maneuver out of the pick and roll. Now, operating considerable freedom, especially in Georgia last season, Edwards got a lot of his touches, a third of his possession off the pick and roll, and also ISO situations, leading his ability to create separation. He rises up sharply for his deep three-point attempts, and he's getting to his jumper in a variety of different ways. Step backs, step through dribbles to basically get in. You can go left and right with him as well. And he also scored around 0.721 points per dribble jump shot in the half court set, which is 42th percentile of all college basketball. That is really good. Consistency is still developing. He needs to have a consistent shot, as always. Most players that's coming in don't really have a set consistency shot, but then again, when you get to the NBA level, you start working out your kinks, but also start getting some gameplay. Don't mind seeing Anthony Edwards getting better in terms of his consistency, especially creating off the dribble and creating for his other teammates. Now, if people don't know, Edwards also is an intriguing passer, especially in the full court, but also in the half court set. He doesn't make obviously the obvious passes right away, but he is a very creative passer, especially in the open court, but also in the half court set. He is and show flashes of doing an advanced passing set, so he can actually make skip passes, he can actually make dump off passes off of creative moves such as Euro steps and hop steps. So it's going to be intriguing to see if Anthony Edwards can create like that. But then again, when you really think about it, he's going to have a short sample size of it. Why? Because of the simple fact that Rubio and Russell is now there leading the guards in terms of their offense now. So he's not going to be playing a lot of pick and roll. But in the case that an injury does happen, or they do need him in a short stint, and say Russell or Rubio needs rest, or they just go down with injury, at least they have another guy to do the same thing and basically, or do it somewhat effectively for the offensive side. Now he's 10th in points, the Minnesota Timberwolves 10th in points per possession pick and roll, which means they do a really good job in scoring in the pick and roll when the ball handler is in set motion and basically scoring on the dribbles due to the productiveness of angeloRussell. But now you have another guy that can do that. But the biggest issue for the Minnesota Timberwolves is the 21st in handoff points possession, and that's where Anthony Edwards is going to shine at, especially using his athletic ability to get to the line, score, and also shot create as well. Is going to be a really testament at how efficient he can be for the Timberwolves, and how the efficiency rating will go up, especially for the offensive rating, which was ranked, as I said, 21st. It is going to shoot up a little bit better, and the offense will be very good, especially in due time, whether it be next season or whether it be this season, depending on how and when he gets it to his game. But regardless or not, Minnesota Timberwolves offense is going to be a really good offense, especially if they continue to get shooters from free agency and continue to build what they already build right now. So let's move on to now the defensive side of things, and how it's not going to really change much, but it could be a slight improvement due to the fact of Anthony Edwards. Now, as I said, the defensive side of things for the Minnesota Timberwolves is not going to be any less different from last season. They didn't really make a grammatical change to their defensive side or the players that they gotten. More importantly, they gotten a player, I believe Ricky Rubio can play solid defense, but again, it's not going to be an easy stretch, especially with him just being along, and it helps out a little bit, but it doesn't help out too much. The Minnesota Timberwolves didn't really make anything or make any strides to basically get any defender on the team, but at least they added another athletic defender with the #1 pick with Anthony Edwards. Now, Edwards is not the most highly touted defender in the draft. That was obviously going to Devin Vassell or Isaac Okoro, but again, Anthony Edwards do have the athletic ability to defend players at a very high rate if the effort is there. Anthony Edwards do waver sometimes on the defensive end, and it could slow up the development as far as his defensive end, but I just know more importantly that Flip Saunders is going to push him to basically become a really good defender, and he could be a legit two-way player coming in due time, especially for the Minnesota T-Wolves to even get there as a future franchise or make sure he's a core. They have to put him as a two-way player, person that can score and a person that can defend on a high level. So hopefully the Minnesota T-Wolves can integrate that. They do have already a solid defender in Okogie. They already had a great pickup in Rubio. Let's see how far the Minnesota T-Wolves can go with their defensive rating, and also how Anthony Edwards can improve their defense, maybe whether it be locking up or maybe just being more athletically dominant and getting rebounds, getting blocks, or even getting steals on transition. So we'll see. All right, guys, that's going to be it for the video, but thank you guys for tuning in for the Von the Journalist video. We have a really good, exciting thing to announce, especially for you guys. If you guys have not noticed it as of yet, I have the official headband for my Twitch channel. I have the Von the Journalist headband, and also now the mask. Gonna have merchandise for it just very soon. I cannot wait to put it out. I cannot wait to have the website coming out just soon. I'm just gonna basically make it in due time for you guys to basically get it out, but also I have that in coming days for the Twitch, and I cannot wait to express and show it out. But also too, I want to also drop down my social medias. We got Twitter, which you can follow at Tavon56 for on Twitter. On Instagram, you can follow at Von the Journalist, and also on our Twitch channel, which is Von the Gamer, which officially we have it right here. I don't need to put the link down there. You can already see it right here. It's Von the Gamer 1. Make sure to check it out as well, and also make sure to check out the other videos as well. Even though it was past video time or past draft time, it is still good to basically look back at some of the scouting reports. I have some scouting reports on Tyrese Halliburton, Killian Hayes, Denny Avdija, who just went to the Wizards, and not only that, the #4 pick, which was a very surprising pick, guys, a very surprising pick, Patrick Williams, going to Chicago Bulls. So I cannot wait to express more videos for you guys, how these players fit into everybody's system, and we're going to see why these players are going to basically make a very big impact, especially for their team. So thank you guys for everybody that's been watching. This is Von the Journalist here. I'm out. Peace.